thank you so much. It means a lot. Like I keep telling all you guys, all you can keep subscribing. So if you can't tell, this is kind of my hiding spot behind the garage. And this car, if you can't tell, is my 1973 Le Mans. It's an old pro stockish style car. We're gonna get it drug out of the weeds here. As you can see, it's growing all kinds of nice stuff. So my plan is today, get this car drug out of the weeds behind my garage, pushed over there, and it's about to start, I don't know, torrential downpour, thunderstorms today. I'm gonna power wash the whole car, because I've never cleaned it since I have it. I've had this car 5 years or something like that, and I've never got around to doing anything with it. But we just got that 4.8 from Jonathan, and this is going to be its new home, because I want to go racing. This car's got a full cage, back half. There's no reason anything that motor is going to put out, this car can't handle. So even if I get the thing together and we're only in the 500 horsepower club, at least the thing's going to be safe. It's caged, whole 9 yards. We'll get more into this car. But let's get it drug out of the hole here and get to working on it. Never hire dogs to help you work, because as you see here, Phoenix and Shelby mostly like to just watch me work. They're useless. So after shortly assessing the situation, we got a couple flats. Gonna get the little air compressor hooked up and get some air on the tires. Alright, so we got some tires full of air now. I didn't want to bore you guys with that. If you ain't seen air put in the tire, maybe I'll make a whole video on how to fill air in tires. Gonna get pushed out of here, get it over here, and kind of show you guys what we're dealing with. And we got this nutcase dog as always. Pushing a car with giant 32 14s, a spool, by myself with a lazy good-for-nothing dog really ain't that easy. So as you can tell, huffing and puffing a little bit. The wife helped me, but this is not a damn light car. Introduce you guys to the car formerly known as the White Car. She is a 1973 Pontiac Le Mans, because I know I have a sickness for these cars. It's unnatural, but I don't care. So you can see the firewall is cut out because the motor is set to be set back, I don't know, 4 or 6 inches. You can see the plates they made there. There's definitely some stuff I gotta fix on the front of this frame. Nobody knows the guy who originally built this car. So if for some reason one of you know the guy who originally built this car, that would be awesome, because I'd like to pick his brain and go, what the hell were you thinking on some of this? So it's got these front frame rails here that I can see were cut, spliced. So I don't know if this car was wrecked and then they decided to turn it into a race car. I had kind of heard that this thing was always a race car. They took it apart to do what they did and never finished it. You know, it's got that hole there cut. I'm thinking that was for headers. I don't know. You know, most of the welds look like bubble gum. But most of the stuff that's on the cage don't look bad. You know, you can see all the moss and crap we're growing. So you can see back there, it is ladder barred. It's got a 12 bolt, no gear, no nothing, but it has a spool in it. It's got old school Summer Brothers axles. Summers Brothers, pretty cool. The wheels in the back will be staying for now, the old center lines. Definitely new tires. All these are 31-13. I thought they were 32-14. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to bring the stance down a little bit because this has a real old school setup. We can see it through here. That just basically has a shock with a coil over it. So I guess old school coilovers. No adjustment, no nothing. So that's going to get changed. Got lots of spider webs back there. All the doors are cut out. Let's see. Looks like the car had 70,000 miles on it. 70,490. The gauge cluster is actually in pretty good shape. It's the like rally style. It's got everything: fuel, volts, water, oil. Don't know if I'm going to pull the dash out of the car. Looks like they ran the cage through the dash over there, so I'll probably just leave it. I mean, all this thing's going to get is, you know, oil, water, volts, and a tach. And then a switch panel. You know, I'll probably put a switch panel up there. Ooh, look at all the spider webs. So this car does need work. No lying there. I have to finish the floors. That's going to be the biggest thing. I've never done anything like this. I've never put floors in a car. I have a lot of aluminum sheet metal that came with the car when I got it. I was going to do steel because in my mind steel would be easier. But I really, at this point, I have the aluminum. I kind of feel like I should use the aluminum. I just have to build up a system to use it, essentially. You know, build a floor out of stuff. You know, a bunch of square tube in here. The floor is raised up too, which is kind of weird. Well, that's a lock. Let me try and finger around down in here. There we go. So the original height of the floor is this. I don't know why they raised up the tunnel and raised up the floor. They made this so the floor is raised, because this is the original height of the floor. They raised that floor up 3 inches and they cut off, sorry there, they cut this. Should have had a lip that came down like here, which would have been nice because could have just laid the floor right on top of it. Yeah, you can kind of see over there. This thing obviously had a cage in it before this cage. So we'll have to address that, grind that bar out. You know, everything's braced there fairly well. I feel confident with that. I mean, this is probably never going to be an 8-second car or nothing, but if we can get this thing down into the 9s eventually, would be really cool. You know, the cage, quality-wise, I mean, it looks good. It's not TIG welded, so I don't think, obviously, it's got to be just mild steel. So, yeah, doors are gutted, the hood's gutted, the deck lid's gutted, because the hood is the hood that I had on the gray car that's under the tarp. So, this is what will be known as the white car, because that's what I've always called it. That's what it's going to continue to be called, the white car. Got a lot of work ahead of us. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to power wash the hell out of this thing right now and start welding up the frame next. Get the frame, you know, these spots, because this manual box I don't think belongs to this car, so I think that's why some of that's done the way it is. These guys obviously love the Swiss cheese, because Swiss cheese everywhere, Swiss cheese on the friggin' pitman arm. So we're going to make all of that safer, righter for now. My eventual end game plan, which I don't know if it's going to happen right now, I want to put a straight axle under this thing. So imagine this car basically as it is. Front end obviously be up a little bit more because it'll have a straight axle set up like an old 60s gasser. I've scoured the internet high and low, and I found nobody who has built a gasser out of a 73 to 77 body style, anything. I looked and looked, found nothing. I found a Malibu, like an 80s Malibu that was built into a gasser with a straight axle. Looked pretty cool. But for now, we're gonna see what we got. If we can make what we have here work to save money, I wanna do this thing, not skimp on safety, but I wanna build this car as cheap as we can. Because we have other projects, and now that we have that 4.8, and I got a giant turbo, we're gonna build everything to fit in here. Oh, just stepped in dog doo. You know, I think it'll be cool because it's truly a blank slate. I can put the motor anywhere I want, put the turbo anywhere I want. I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna get ready and power wash this, get everything set up before the skies open up and help me power wash it, and see what we got underneath here. All right, let's get the deck lid off. Everything is set up on this car to be pinned on. There's no hinges on anything but the doors anymore. The mosquitoes are vicious. That taken off. Get me all dirty. This is a factory option for quick access to the rear suspension. Good old-fashioned easy out window. Get myself more dirty. All right, let me get the power washer hooked up, and we're gonna clean it. All right, so watch before your very eyes as we turn this green car back into a white car. All right, we got one clean race car, and looks like we finished just in time because it's starting to rain on me and I'm using an electric power washer. See, I told you it was a white car, not a green car. Oh, I guess we forgot some on the fender. But yeah, good thing these new iPhones are supposed to be waterproof, resistant, I don't know, something. I'm not gonna film too much because I don't want to chance it, but no more green on the frame, no more green up there. Got rid of all the spider webs. Now if this weather ever dries out and I don't get electrocuted putting that power washer away, we'll start working on it. Yeah, so here's a better shot of what we got going on. See, I got the spool in there, old school coilovers. Uh, we're gonna make something out of this thing. You guys just watch. So if you want to see more of the White Car, like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you want, but don't forget to hit that like button. It shows me that you guys are actually watching and paying attention. If you want to see a race car be reborn, hit that like button. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Here's kind of a little photo gallery of as we were digging it out of its former grave. Gonna get this thing back to some sort of glory. I don't know what its former glory ever was. Like I said, I don't know who built the car. I don't know really much history on the car. I know that I had always wanted this car for years and years. It sat at another guy I know's shop. Things kind of came into play that I was able to purchase the car. And obviously, like I said, I have a sickness for these cars. So when time came and I was able to have it, I had to have it. So enjoy some of these pictures and think about the future of where this car is going to be. Because this is the new project that I'm going full on. Not going to stop till it's done.